Am I on?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
What's my name in the podcast title?
Oh, I didn't realize you were Dr. DC.
Yeah, change my name.
Change
I really think this thing is taking off.
Yeah. Is it Dr. DC Vanya, or is it just like first name Doctor, last name DC?
It's actually first name DC, last name Doctor, because I expect people to call me by my family name first.
Mr. Doctor.
Yeah, it reads as Mr. DC Reed Vanya Doctor.
Oh, okay. So Reed Vanya's still
Kept that in there.
Oh, it's a
I
middle
don't want to
name.
have to change my license.
Yeah, but if it's your middle name, does that still work?
I need to make a call.
Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Hello.
Next to me is the doctor himself.
Take it again.
Okay. Well, you always ask me to do that.
Take it again.
Oh, no. I could barely... No, I can take it all. Yeah, that's fine. Each week, we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
Yeah, I'll give you as much content as I can. Open your gaping content maw, and I'll put the content in.
But my content hole is so full already.
Bite down on this content.
Oh,
pillow.
no. Okay. We have a review. Somehow. 5-star review, number 106 from Instagram.
Uh-oh, this review's disappearing like the picture in the Back to the Future.
From Dustin Stevens, who says, does this count as my 5-star review? Post that we are number 1 in his top 5 Spotify pods of 2020.
Yeah, that was really cool. He posted that near the end of the year.
Number 1, Dr.
Number
DC.
1 being, I don't even remember who 2 through 5 were, but who gives a shit?
Mirren.
You hear me, Ackerman? We're coming for you.
Yeah. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
Yeah. Joe Rogan cry to himself.
Yeah. And
in his Texas mansion that we were number 1.
They may be 2 through 5, but I mean, if you look through the numbers, I mean, we basically take spots for 1 to 10.
Yeah.
That's right. He just Dustin listens to our episodes just like constantly on loop.
Yeah.
Let's get those Spotify dollars. Does that work?
He's like Baby Driver. He's just always got us on while he's helping bank heists.
Yeah, because the beat of the podcast.
Because our rhythm
is
so good.
Oh, yeah, we're like jazz, baby. Yeah. Freeform jazz.
There's like a 3-second pause and it goes off the road.
Does that work like on Spotify the way it does for music? If people just keep constantly playing it, do we get more money? Is that... I haven't seen a cent from Spotify. Does that work for podcasts?
I mean, I guess theoretically. I'm confident in saying we're well below that threshold.
I don't know. I think we're due.
Yeah. Do you know what? We're suing Spotify. You heard it here first.
I mean, that's the most...
For back payment of the like 3 cents they owe us.
It's the most press we'll ever get. I'm into
These
it.
2 random assholes are suing Spotify for nothing.
Yeah, for absolutely nothing. This is our ticket to the top, baby.
Yeah.
Speaking of press, we've got some news. Oh my god. God, you're so cool. Glasses and a comic book podcast, and your asthma keeps taking you down.
I don't even just have the puffer. I've got the fucking
inhaler
too.
I had that when I was in grade school. I used to, but you couldn't just I couldn't keep it with me at all times, so I had to go to the like main office to take my puffer.
Right.
Which is hilarious because it's like, what if I'm having an attack and it's like, okay, go down the hall.
Walk really far now. Yeah.
And I had the big long tube at the end. It was like,
Yeah.
it was awful.
I also have one at home that at the end of the tube is a face mask. Like,
God.
That covers the nose and mouth.
You put like stickers on it, so it's like cool.
No, I just sort of sit there and hold it over my face and pretend that I'm like...
Bane?
No, I was going to say dying, but yeah, sure.
One of those is better than the other.
Let's just do the news.
First piece of news. Ron Livingston cast as Henry Allen, Barry's father in the Flash movie, replacing Billy Crudup.
Yeah.
So you may know Ron
Billy
Livingston.
Crudup had to drop out because of scheduling conflicts with, I guess he's on the morning show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's great in that.
Jennifer Aniston series.
Yeah.
And scheduling conflicts with filming the Flash movie
Yeah.
Came up, which of course he couldn't have known about at the time because they were supposed to film this movie 3 years ago.
I was going to say, I'm like, what do you mean? How could he not be able to schedule it? I mean, they've been on such a tight schedule for this movie. We've always known the beginning and the ending of it.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised
So,
to hear this.
that's why he's out.
This might be the saddest news I've heard about this movie so far.
Because he's really good.
He's incredible.
As Henry Allen.
Like,
I mean, he's good. A lot of his stuff made it into the theatrical cut anyway, but he's just very good.
But the Snyder cut, like, he's like even better.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
like he does such a good job. Ron Livingston, you may know him from Office Space. He's the main character in that movie. He's fine. I only kind of know him as like a Joe Schmo kind of guy, so it'll be interesting to see him like as a fatherly role.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably still a good move. Like, Henry's not going to be like on screen forever in that movie. You know what I mean?
I wonder
it's gonna
how
be
much.
like a couple of scenes, maybe a flashback. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, sorry, what?
Oh.
Obviously. Yeah, this is probably the most disconcerting news I've heard about this.
Yeah. It's true. I know what you're saying, because everything else is like, it's either been like, okay, kind of cool, or like, oh, Keaton Batman, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Or they cast Supergirl and like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then they were like, Billy Crudup's not coming back. And I know Billy Crudup in real life is kind of like a dick, like so many, but like he was really good as Henry Allen. And I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I was like, I did kind of deflate a little bit with that news. No offense to Ron Livingston.
No, I mean, yeah, he's fine. I don't really know his.
If they just cast him, I would be like, sure. But the fact that we have
lost
the one and
we lost one to get this, and it feels like not the trade up that I want it to be. I'm sure he'll do a fine job. I also kind of wonder about just sort of like, I feel like Billy Crudup looks more like a father to this Flash, like,
just even physically, like the look, they worked, but
we'll see. Another piece of Flash news: Maribel Verdu has been cast as Barry's mother.
Yes, she's a Hispanic actress, I think. I don't really know her from anything, but I saw like the picture in the casting announcement. Yeah, like looks good, but I don't really know her work offhand to weigh in on what I think about the casting. But I mean, if she's playing Barry's mom, she's also not in it that much. Yeah, it's like being cast as Thomas and Martha Wayne. It's like, we know why you're here.
It's probably a non-speaking role.
I mean, she'll probably get more to do than Thomas and Martha Wayne ever do in a movie.
That's true.
But still,
Yeah, I am. I'm getting more excited. Like, that feels like concrete pieces are being put together.
It's supposed to start filming in like a month or something.
I think my only issue is that like I was like, wasn't it? Didn't we have casting information 3 years ago? Like I
not for these.
I guess because I've been getting like trickles of information about this for so long that I'm like, how are we only getting casting information now? Like, it feels like we should have already had this information. I realize that it's only now coming together, but because of the terrible sort of like media systems that we're in the news cycle, it's like any information is suddenly like, this thing's happening, and like, here it's happening next week, and it's like, it's not happening in 3 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. And also, even things that like aren't information are presented as information, where it's just like Andy Muschietti could just do an interview and be like, it's going to be so cool to, watch The Flash, blah, 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 blah. You're going to see all sorts of cool stuff. And they'll be like, Andy Muschietti says The Flash will run in this movie. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like top 5 potential Superman stories for the maybe 2027 movie that we might get. And it's just like, oh my God, we're already talking about this.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
It's really frustrating. Next, Helen Mirren joins Shazam's cast as Hespera?
Yes.
Or is it Hespera? Is it Hespera?
Hespera, I guess.
Oh, not a well-known DC character.
Not actually a DC character at all.
Really?
We're talking about like myth.
Oh,
she's
so this
supposed
is
to be
just
playing like a daughter of Atlas.
Oh. Ooh.
So we already know that the subtitle for Shazam 2 is Fury of the Gods.
Yes.
So there was already theories that like maybe the patron gods from which Shazam gets his powers don't like it, or something happens to that power or something like that. The fact that she's going to have a tie to Atlas, I think pseudo confirms at least the idea. Who knows what the actual plot or the actual motivation or stuff would be. But yeah, I think it's super cool that Helen Mirren's in there. I mean, like, in interviews years and years and years ago, Helen Mirren was like, I would love to be in a...
That's crazy.
She was like, I want to be in Fast and the Furious. And then they got her in.
That's incredible.
But she was like, I want to be in a big blockbuster. I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Just because I'm a prestige actress doesn't mean that I don't like...
I mean, she did Red. I mean, it's a slightly lower tier from these big superhero things, but... Still a comic, still a big action thing.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren is great, and she's very funny, and she's a terrific actor. I love that she's like, yeah, of course, I'll be the villain in the sequel to the silly like kid superhero thing.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love her. But I think the casting news I'm even slightly more excited about.
Is this the Black Adam one that happened?
This is the Dr. Fate announcement. Yes. Pierce Brosnan is cast as Dr. Fate.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan will be playing Kent Nelson.
Holy shit.
AKA the JSA era Dr. Fate for the Black Adam movie.
Great casting.
Do you know what? I agree. I mean, I do share a little bit of the like, is Kent Nelson the most interesting person to be Dr. Fate?
No.
Probably not.
No.
But let's also keep in mind this movie already has like a really good angle on like diverse and interesting casting. Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, that Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already excited about that. You want to throw in like a classic JSA character, throw in Kent Nelson as as Dr. Fate. I think Pierce Brosnan is a great casting for that. I said this online though. I kind of have a hope that maybe he dies in the movie.
Oh, interesting.
Because the great thing about Dr. Fate is like you pass
get another one,
right? Like the helmet, someone else puts it on, right? So you get to put Kent Nelson in there. You get to make him part of the JSA. You get to see that Dr. Fate, and you go, "Wow, awesome!" And then you want to show how strong Black Adam is, or something, right? Dr. Fate doesn't make it. Or, Kent doesn't make it, and then someone else gets the helmet. Maybe we get, like, Khaled as, not DJ Khaled.
I was like, wait, what?
Khaled from the comics.
I was like, or Khaled, just the musician.
Yeah,
Khaled.
no.
Because I'm like, maybe let's talk.
Khaled Nassour, who's the current Dr. Fate in the comics. You could get him for, like, a future movie. But I like it. I think it's good casting. Pierce Brosnan has the right look for me.
Yeah, he's got that
Kent
like
Nelson. I think he's got the right sort of like gravitas.
Exactly.
I'm curious to see Dr. Fate on screen because we've talked about it a million times. He has the best look in all of comics.
Yeah.
Just an absolute banger costume.
Yeah.
He is the most powerful sorcerer in DC.
Yeah.
It's all of that magic stuff.
Well, I mean Spectre, but yeah.
Spectre's not a sorcerer, though. He's like an aspect of God. It's different, right?
Access to magic. I mean,
I know, but we're talking about like a mortal wielding magic.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very much into that. Is Kent Nelson an archaeologist?
Yeah.
I think it totally makes sense for Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Also, a character that I wouldn't mind getting like just murked.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I want out of Dr. Fate in this movie.
Yeah.
I want to see him as the most powerful sorcerer in DC, and I want to see, like, Kent Nelson's body fail him.
Yes.
Like, the magic is too much.
Yeah.
Even if it's not Black Adam takes him down, it's like he's using too much magic and takes his life. Or like, I want to see, like, a big hero move from Dr. Fate, and then someone else can get the helmet.
Yeah.
That's basically what I want.
That. I love that. Yeah. I'm so on board for this.
Yeah, totally.
Final piece of news, the one I'm probably the most excited about, and I think you might be too.
Okay.
The Suicide Squad trailer, baby.
Oh man, you watched it.
Holy shit.
I watched it.
King Shark.
I made my wife watch it a bunch.
King fucking Shark.
He's just a chunky guy.
Hand. So
because it's Stallone.
Yeah. Oh my god. I love that.
Also Steve Agee. I guess maybe did the motion capture
That'd
for
be
it.
my guess.
But isn't Steve Agee one of the tech guys in that trailer?
Oh, maybe? I don't remember.
At any rate, Stallone is voicing King Shark. He's this adorable kind of...
Num.
He's like the opposite of the King Shark on The Flash, which is this like hyper-realistic, ripped, shredded... Weirdly, the King Shark on The Flash, I think, looks more real. But the King Shark for this Suicide Squad movie he's perfect. He's this cute little cartoon, basically.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was reading an interview with James Gunn, and initially it was going to be a hammerhead shark, but the problem was
kind of like the New 52 version of the character.
Yeah, but the problem was like when you started putting him in scenes with other people, where the eyes are on the side,
he's not looking at anyone.
It's hard to have eye contact, so it made more sense.
Yeah,
but like right up until like filming, they basically were doing test shots, and that's when they realized it didn't work. But
I think this trailer looks awesome, though.
Yeah.
We don't even really see a bunch of the squad.
No,
I think fuels the idea that maybe this is a squad going in to clean up another squad's mess.
Yeah.
Or that, they're going to Corto Maltese. Maybe they assembled their own squad of villains. It might be a some versus others thing, but... We get some shots of...
we got Polka Dot in there.
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
Bloodsport, which is Idris Elba's character.
Yeah.
Harley, of course.
Yeah.
Peacemaker, John Cena.
That scene of Peacemaker when he's talking about like the dicks on the eye.
There were a bunch of dicks on the beach, and I was told I had to eat every dick on the beach until it was clean for liberty. I would say no problemo.
Yeah. And so it was just like, well, why would there be dicks on the island?
Yeah, I think that stuff works really well. I actually think Rick Flag looks good in this. Like his comic costume weirdly translates well.
It's
like
good.
That yellow shirt thing, and I think they're letting Joel Kinnaman have a little bit of fun.
That's kind of my concern though. Because I don't know if I want him to be funny. I liked having the soldier be like the soldier and everybody else being sort of like we need to have a straight man. Who's the straight man?
I mean, I don't think he's going to be like funny, but I think I like the idea because this is technically a sequel. I like the idea that he's like, I know how this team works. You gotta like that he's become a little flexible with them. Like he's still the soldier, but he's also like, this team works under a very specific condition, and I know what it is, and it's letting some of this stuff happen.
I definitely got a little bit of whiplash just because of tone change. Like it's such a different thing.
Love it.
Very happy about it, but it's also a little jarring.
Yeah,
when you're like going in, you're like, I know it's Suicide Squad.
But this is the tone that the studio decided they wanted from the movie. Basically, partway through, they were filming the movie.
Yes,
right. They were like, I think the note during the first Suicide Squad thing is like, we want it to be more like Guardians.
Yeah.
And then that's why the trailers really came off that way, and that's why they have this other kind of weird cut that was trying to do some of that stuff, but this movie, they actually got James Gunn, and they were like, now from start to finish, make your thing, which of course always works better.
We saw Pete Davidson. We still don't 100% know if he's
Blackguard.
Oh, is he? Okay, so we still don't know about Arm Fall Off Boy, if that's actually going to be
right. Nathan Fillion is playing a character called TDK, which people have claimed means the detachable kid.
Yeah.
I mean, from the logo on his outfit, the fact that it's sleeveless, it's like good money is that he's Arm Fall Off Boy. Which is fucking hilarious. I would love to see that scene of him taking an arm off and hitting someone. But also, we got to talk about the big thing in this. Fucking Starro the Conqueror.
Oh, you were so excited about that.
Starro the Conqueror. He's the first villain the Justice League ever faced in the comics.
Yeah.
He's like one of those things that I think, again, if you go back to like 10 years ago and you're talking about like early superhero movies or things like that, you'd be like, what's a character you could never translate to screen? They'd be like Starro the Conqueror.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we won't even put him in a Justice League movie. We're going to throw him in here.
It's
going to be fun.
Do you think that he's just like a side villain?
I think he's like a big thing. I've seen some things that they speculate there might be a connection between him and Thinker, which is Peter Capaldi.
Yes. Fucking love that scene where they start just like tearing through him.
Yeah.
I love that. That's really good.
I think it looks like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this movie.
I like that it seems...
It also made Steely Dan climb the charts.
Yeah.
Because the song in the trailer.
Great usage of that song. Like, love that.
Yeah.
It feels like a more Harley, like a Harley from her own movie. Like it feels like that version of her, which I love.
Which is great.
I like the scene where they're like, they have like a whole, I'm assuming it's like the first mission or something like that, because it's like they're all looking for Harley. They're gonna like, they like create a whole plan. They're gonna go break her out, and then she's like, hiya. Like, I
kind of like that though, with Rick Flag being like, it was a really good plan.
Yeah. Oh,
she's like, I can go back in. You can still do it if you want.
It's like, so good. I love that. I'm very excited about this movie. This looks more in line with like the Shazam. Like it's very much the DC that I love.
And it's a very practical heavy movie. Like we knew that when they were filming it. They were building big sets. They were doing all this kind of stuff. And then even James Gunn said the shot in the trailer of King Shark ripping the guy in half.
Holy shit.
That guy is real. Not like a human.
We ripped him in half.
They made a practical prop to rip in half.
So cool.
And then sort of augmented the blood and the guts and obviously the shark in CG. But like I love the relying on that. You see it in the shots like of them in that van at the beginning, the camera whipping. Like it does kind of have like a sort of A-team kind of feel to it, which is what you want. So
that scene with him ripping him in half, I was like, holy shit.
I read my wife, I was like, you got to see how cute King Shark is. And then it got to the scene where he goes, nom nom, and just eats the guy. And I was like laughing so hard.
It's a really good scene. I really,
it might be Stallone's best performance.
Probably. Yeah.
Nom nom.
Yeah, you don't see him. He barely says anything.
Yeah, just like how Groot is Vin Diesel's best performance. Yeah,
best performance. Yeah. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
So that was the news, but let's continue to talk about the future, because this week's theme is future bats.
That's right. And this is the first time we've recorded this.
We're going to the future. We're not talking about the past.
Yeah, we're in the future now.
Yeah, we're not talking about the past. This is the only time we're doing this.
Right. It's the only time we've ever done it.
Yeah, because we're in the future.
Because we won't get an hour in and realize one of the mics wasn't recording.
Hold on one sec.
I swear to God.
We're good.
Okay. I literally would have just been like, there's no episode this week. If we had to do it again, I would just be like, I'm sorry. They're like, we're taking a break.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Future Bats, very first time we're doing this. Let's go over to Facebook.
Go to the face of the book. Go to the Facebook.
So we are talking about Batman, basically anywhere past what's the timeline sort of beginning here?
We're just talking about different versions of possible futures of the mantle of Batman. So there's a whole sliding time scale. I think we got some questions about Future State, which is only like a little bit in the future. We have some Future's End questions, which was technically like a 5-year possible future and a 35-year possible future. You know, we're going all the way to, 1 million and Batman Beyond and all that kind of stuff. So it's basically just, where does Bruce's path lead?
Yes.
Where does the Batman path go?
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about this week.
All right. Well, let's go to the first question from Ryan Putney.
Ah, yes. Putney on the Ritz.
Oh, yeah.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putney on the Ritz.
That's good. I like
Trying not to look like American film star Gary Cooper.
Oh. Number one,
excellent film star.
I recently hired a Russian guy, and it's like all I want to do, and I've never, because I know it's not a right thing to do.
No, it's not.
It's all I want to do.
Because he's so genuinely nice.
Yes, he's very, very nice.
Maybe the sweetest man.
I keep wanting to call him Comrade, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, that probably not.
No,
I wouldn't.
Probably not a good idea. Ryan asks, is the Batman Beyond series still going? I just started reading volume 1 of Rebirth and loving it so far and want to collect it. Also, could you tell me more of what led to Terry coming back and becoming Batman again? I know Tim Drake was Batman Beyond for a bit, but I don't know all the details. Right. So first of all, is the Batman Beyond series still going?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that series ended like that sort of right where death metal was going to revamp everything, right? I don't think it's part of the Infinite Frontier line. Yet. I mean, it's Batman Beyond.
Yet.
Yet. No, so it's not still going. That Rebirth series is quite good.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Terry McGinnis is Batman Beyond. If you watch the cartoon, that's who it is. His name is Terry McGinnis, and he teams up with Old Man Bruce, and he's the Batman, and Bruce is like the Alfred.
I think his whole thing is that he's just like, he's a smart kid. He's got a brother. He got into some trouble.
You find out eventually that he's Bruce's biological son.
Really? I didn't watch the whole thing. That's crazy.
Oh, spoilers.
Oh, boy.
But he's got kind of like, he's got like Robin energy in that he's young and quippy and things like that, but he's Batman, right?
Okay.
So that was the thing that made the cartoon so good. They introduced Terry McGinnis into canon DC continuity.
Got his own series
on the main Earth in that Future's End series that we talked about before. So in that series, in the 35-year future, there's like a Brother Eye apocalypse, and Terry has to go back in time to stop it, but he misses the time landing by 5 years.
What's his Earth again? Is it 33? What is it?
The cartoon continuity is Earth 12.
Okay.
But this Terry was Prime Earth.
Okay.
Just in the future.
Yeah.
And he comes back in time, but he comes back like 5 years too late. He misses the time jump kind of thing. And then that whole series was about that. At the end of that series, Terry dies, and as he dies, he gives his suit to Tim Drake, who then has to finish his mission.
Yeah.
Finish going back in time, finish stopping Brother Eye, and when that timeline resets, then Tim is the Batman Beyond in the future. And we don't get Terry back until later in that series, where we realize that Terry was resurrected by this villain called Spellbinder, who has then like hypnotized him into thinking he's a different villain called Rewire. And it's not basically Tim has to, knock the memories back into him essentially. And then Terry comes back. Tim goes, "You're Batman Beyond again. Here you go." Gives the suit back, and Terry comes back. But it's it's sort of a weird, like, he dies in one timeline that doesn't exist anymore. But then he had died and then was brought back and then was made to believe he was someone else and then got his memories back. It was a very kind of not done as aggravatingly, but a very kind of Rick Grayson long road to being Batman Beyond again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
All right. Let's leave Facebook and head on over to Twitter.
Twitter.
First question comes from
Insane.
Braydon. Yes, the donkey rises. Who asks,
do you know what? Legally change your name to that.
Yeah.
I want to see how committed you are.
Yeah.
You called my bluff once. Now I'm calling yours.
Oh my God.
Change your name
to
legally.
Braydon.
And then send me your driver's license as proof.
Oh no.
Not a photocopy.
Yeah.
You can't drive for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to have it.
Social insurance number. I want that too.
Yeah. Banking info.
Yeah. Direct deposit information.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Just cut some of this bit out where I'm like really happy about it. Like, just make it sound like it's just like a casual idea. You could do that in post, right?
Yeah. There's a tone button.
Yeah, make it. Yeah, hit the casual button. hit the like. Can you mute my evil like maniacal plotting?
Yeah, sure. Oh my God, I didn't realize this has been set on neurotic for 3 years.
It's been The neurotic and horny buttons have been on for a long time.
Oh God, I've been this is just my pose.
Can you imagine you hit that button and all of a sudden we're just like very chaste and very confident and normal?
Oh my God. Braydon, yes, the donkey rises.
Yes, absolutely. Big Barda, she's a big, strong lady that I have no feelings for.
It's weird that it changes the language too.
Yeah, we're also more erudite. The only thing getting in our way was our neuroses and horniness.
Who would have thought? Yeah, I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. As society, I think that's basically the only issue we have. Braydon asks, is Terry McGinnis considered DC Comics canon now? Well, when we just said yes.
So why would you even ask that?
Yeah, you fucking idiot. Let's move on.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? I'm not answering any Braydon's questions.
Wow.
Now like Harley Quinn, or does he just make the occasional cameo in Offshoot and Elseworld titles? So we just said yes.
Right. So, yes, like Harley.
Fuck, I guess let's retread over this.
Batman Beyond started in the animated universe and then became canon. There were Batman Beyond comics for a long time before Future's End, that thing that made him like canon. But
I thought it was when he started hosting that Americans not America's Got Talent. I think that's when he became canon.
What?
America's Got Talent.
Nick Cannon, you mean?
Yeah, it's when he became Nick Cannon. Oh no! I turned on the dick button.
Ooh, yeah, leave that on.
Oh yeah, press it again.
Ooh,
dick.
So there were these comics that were not like main continuity canon, but they took place in the world of the show, which was established as Earth 12. I can't remember if that was established in, like the Final Crisis kind of era, or if that we had to wait for the multiversity, Morrison's actual map of the multiverse for that. But Earth 12 is the world of the DCAU, but it is, if you go to Earth 12 at present, it's Batman Beyond era. Like that Earth is slightly in the future.
Yeah.
But technically, because Batman Beyond takes place in that world, that is the world of Justice League Unlimited and the Static Shock series and all those kind of things. So there were comics for that for a long time. And then, like I said, now he's canon. He exists in the timeline and the history of Prime Earth or Earth Zero, the main continuity. Trying to think of all other Elseworld versions of him. I think there was one in Death Metal called Beyonder. It was a Dark Knight Batman who was like a version of a Batman Beyond. He was a twisted Batman Beyond.
Whoa.
I think that was
Code Red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Twisted.
Oh, no, that was Black Lightning.
Yeah. Was that a different one?
I did like Euro, and then I was like, "Oh, that's the Black Lightning."
Yeah.
That's
so then
not
you
like
did
a
the
Code
same
Red
thing
one,
again,
and then I did it again.
Yeah,
you can fix this in post, right?
Yeah, obviously.
But yes, like Harley, started in the cartoons, now is canon.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's do it.
Next question comes from our favorite religious representative.
I don't know about that. He's one of.
That's true. Next question comes from a religious representative.
Ooh. Is that going to feel like shots fired across the bow?
I mean, you and happened last time we did that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. We got that cease and desist.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Chris Chan, who asks, would you consider Batman Beyond as DC's Spider-Man to be a fair comparison? Angsty teenager, finding difficulties balancing civilian life with superhero life. No, I would not.
Who would you consider to be DC's Spider-Man?
Well, as being
since you leapt into the fray there.
Oh, yeah. And this is the first time I'm answering this question.
Yeah. We've never had this conversation before.
No. And
if we have to have this conversation again, I'm not releasing an episode.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle, I think, one, you get the bug
specifically
thing.
Jaime Reyes.
Yes. I think, it's, you're dealing more with like the high school kid dealing with like being a superhero. He's got a bug related power that he doesn't really know how to control. There's lots of like gadgets, there's tech involved with it. I think that the like quippy, jokey, pranky kind of personality makes a lot more sense for Blue Beetle.
Yeah. I
maybe not Jaime is not as pranky as like his predecessor, but
yeah, like the on the surface, I know where Chris Chan is going with this question.
Yeah.
Like on paper, some of those things look like they're pretty rational comparisons between Batman Beyond and Spider-Man. But I think when you look at like the execution, Terry feels more like a Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Like but obviously younger and stuff. Like if Dick Grayson never was Robin, just had to leap into being Batman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think he's more like that. He's a little less like Jaime has all of those. He's got like the anxiety of high school. Like Terry deals with some angst and some tragedy and things like that. That's, you know, help shape a Batman, you know. But, but he's also like popular. He's got like girls that like fawn over him and stuff like that. And I feel like Jaime has a little bit more of that, like all of that sort of internalized, like, oh my God, like, yes, I'm a superhero, but I also need to worry about the dance. Like, I think that feels more like a Jaime thing. It's not to say that there's never moments in the cartoon or anything like that for Batman Beyond where similar things don't come up, but I do feel like you're right. It's more at home with Blue Beetle. I think that's what I agree.
Is there can you think of like a different Marvel person that?
I mean, that's tough because my Marvel knowledge is sort of limited, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like I always go back to like my thought was like when Black Panther's sister becomes Iron Man, like
does she?
Yeah, in the comics, yeah.
Does she?
Mm-hmm. That's why everybody thought that she was going to.
But there's Riri Williams, who's Ironheart, but also Shuri becomes Iron Man at some point.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's wild. I mean, again, I don't read Marvel. I have no idea what's going on over there. So.
Unless they're just making the. I know that people definitely were thinking Shuri would become Iron Man in the.
I remember seeing those kind of like theories, and
the basis was that there was a version of it. Maybe it's just Ironheart, and they're just trying to like conflate the two of those.
Right.
But
interesting. Yeah, I can't think offhand of a Marvel character that I think is like a good lineup for Batman Beyond, unfortunately. But
let us know if you do.
I mean. Again, take this with lots of grains of salt because my Marvel knowledge is super spurious. But just on topical level kind of things of what I could think of, maybe like a Laura Kinney, like the all-new Wolverine, previously X-23. Like you do learn that Terry is kind of like a genetic experiment to make another Batman. Like it's not the same setup. Like there's not like the Weapon X program kind of thing. But there is this sort of like the government is trying to replicate this thing. It's Waller in the cartoon is the one that's like there needs to be a Batman. I'm gonna make a Batman.
So how does his brother get into there then? Is it his actual like biological brother?
Yeah,
then?
yeah, no, it is. That's his brother.
So at what point was he going to be born anyways? And then
the short version of how they explain it in the show is Waller gets Bruce's DNA, makes like a nanite sort of delivery system.
Yeah.
And when Terry's father goes in for a regular checkup, she has someone basically inject this thing that rewrites his reproductive DNA to be Bruce's. So it means that Terry's mom is his mom.
Yeah.
But Terry's dad is actually not his dad. Bruce is his dad.
So here's the thing.
To make that. And then Waller has this whole plan where she's going to off his parents to like make a Batman.
Oh my God.
And then she hires the Phantasm to do it. The Phantasm won't pull the trigger because it's too cruel. But then Terry's dad just dies anyway. So it kind of acts, it's sort of fate and sort of Waller's intervention make Terry into like an actual Batman kind of thing. And I think there's maybe some topical connections to like an X-23, a Laura Kinney thing. I'm sure people that read Marvel would be like, they're actually totally different in the way that we just said that about Batman Beyond and Spider-Man. But that's the best I got, I think.
Do you think that, do you think Waller had been like, parent trapping Terry's parents to try to get them in the mood so that she knew when to like inject him so that they would then fuck?
No, I think
she'd been like leaving clues, like
right.
Or like there was a card left on like his mom's desk and it was like from the husband, but it actually wasn't. It was from Waller in reverse, like,
right?
Like she'd been like setting up all the things to get them like in the mood.
Yeah. Yeah, she had like they both had to go and see like a play or something.
Yeah. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Don't do that.
Oh no, it's too soon.
Hey, Mrs. Waller, I think that if you're looking to make a Batman,
I believe I'm your man.
Yeah.
I've got first-hand experience. I mean, I've been present.
I've got red-hand experience. I mean, I've got
I've got blood in my hand experience. I mean, I was a witness
to a tragedy.
Completely unconnected.
And by witness,
to a tragedy created.
Obviously, I was in England at that point, so I
have an alibi.
Yeah,
it's airtight.
Yeah, just don't look into it.
I was washing the dishes. I couldn't possibly have.
You know what makes something airtight is you never open it.
Uh-oh. Yes, that's the short version of that. But that's I think why in my head I went to the X-23 thing.
Fair. If you can think of a better parallel for us from Marvel and DC, let us know. Use hashtag Marvel Beyond.
Wow, that was good. You just had that, like...
Oh, baby. I've got it always. Again, I press the button. I'm casual, Richard.
Yeah.
Casual and confident. I don't want to kill myself. Hell no.
I love that idea of like changing the thing, but having to just affirm it. Like, it's not that you don't bring it up.
What do you mean? I love my life.
We need to know what the differences are.
Yeah, that's how casual people talk about all the things that they would have said had they would not been casual.
Here's a bunch of things I'm not thinking right now.
That's right. Yeah. I don't want somebody to fuck my wife. All right.
I am not thinking about Big Barda kneeling on my neck.
Yeah, don't squash my larynx.
Ugh.
I wouldn't.
Sorry.
I pressed the button. What are you doing?
Oh, God. I've broken through.
Oh, no. The casual button.
I can't be contained. Yeah. My horniness knows no bounds.
The neuroses is too strong.
Yeah.
Let's leave Twitter and head on over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram. Take some questions and answer them.
Awesome. First question comes from Dem Jinkies.
Oh. Hi, Dem Jinkies.
Yeah, I remember getting those from the Randy River store in 1998.
Yeah, Dem Jinkos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love making very specific Canadian references.
Are Jenko jeans not
Randy
American?
River.
Randy River. Okay,
Yeah,
I was going to say, Americans must have had Jenkos.
Oh, yeah. No, right? I mean, yeah, must.
Right?
You guys?
Yeah.
Right?
Hello?
Oh, no, the button. Neuroses has been... Now it's been taped down. Dem Jinkies asks, hey, guys, long-time listener, first-time commenter. Always wanted to say that.
Welcome.
I love that. In Batman Beyond, they reference an event called the Near Apocalypse of 09. Other than Talia and Raish being involved, I had no idea what it could be. Any theories? Maybe your own ideas of what it could have been? Love the pod.
Yeah. Because the Batman Beyond series is from like the late 90s or something like that, and it's meant to be in the future.
Yeah.
There's just this reference to the Near Apocalypse of 09. I think it comes up twice. It comes up in an episode in which Talia comes back, but it's really Raish in Talia's body.
Yes.
Because his body couldn't take any more Lazarus Pit treatments, and he's trying to make Bruce use the Lazarus Pit to get younger so that he could move his mind into Bruce. It's a very odd episode, but it comes up there. Because I think the Near Apocalypse of 09 is like one of the things that sort of damages Raish.
Yes.
So that he can't use his body anymore. And then I think it gets referenced again in the Justice League Unlimited series. But no, they never really say what it is. But if Raish is involved, I have a suspicion it's some sort of like, you know, what's Raish's thing? It's like go back to the core of it. It's that sort of eco-terrorist, like society can't be trusted to guide itself kind of thing. Like, maybe it's the Near Apocalypse was some sort of like horrifying plague, or if you could imagine a pandemic or something that would like disrupt economic and social structures.
Doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
That would like incite.
I can't even imagine what that would be like.
And lead to like tensions boiling over.
I want to stretch myself,
protests,
but I just like can't understand
toppling or establishing of authoritarian regimes.
That things like that hasn't happened in decades. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I actually think Raish's plot was to poorly drive a boat through the Suez Canal.
I actually think
the thing is that plot works so much better than anything Raish has ever seen. You want to disrupt the economy of the world, just like turn a boat sideways.
Does that really have been disrupting the economy that much?
Yes.
Really?
Billions and billions of dollars. Because
really?
There's like thousands of boats go through the Suez Canal every day. Oh, it's the fastest way to connect like South Asia to Europe because they go through the Suez Canal into the Mediterranean. Now they have to go all the way around the Cape of Good Hope in Africa. And the thing that I saw online that I found very fascinating, just as it's such a side tangent, but very fascinating, is that the Western coverage of the Suez Canal being blocked is either what's happening to the stock market or jokes about the boat. The Arabic coverage of it is like the people on these freighter ships, they don't even have enough supplies to get around Africa and go the long way. Like, what are they going to do? Do they have to make an extra stop? Are they going to live? Like the Arabic coverage of it is like very human focused. And over here, it's like, lol, boat sideways. And also like, what about our money?
Did you like that meme I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I saw one this morning that replaced, it was like an aerial shot, but it replaced the boat with Boromir, like in the boat, like after he dies.
Wow, content directly made for you.
Yeah, very funny.
If there's one thing that you and your father have in common, it's content directly made for you. You have access to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is all a very long way to say that, like, technically speaking, if you want to disrupt economic and social structures the way Raish does, weirdly, the canal thing is a pretty good job. So imagine if every canal got blocked. That's the near apocalypse of 09.
I think what it was
or a pandemic.
Somebody almost didn't have Slovakia adopt the euro.
Right.
Which happened in 09.
Oh, you went and looked up what happened in 09?
I don't know what you mean. I just have that information locked, baby. I pressed the useless fucking facts button.
You took the limitless pill and then you were like,
yeah, that's right.
What happened in 2009?
Yeah. Got it. Nailed it. All right. Moving on. Robbie's just this guy.
I'm tired of trying to talk him out of this hole.
Yeah.
I have no more emotional capacity to lift Robbie up.
No, I'm just going to call him Guy now.
Yeah. Robbie the guy.
Yeah. No, he's just Guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Guy asks.
Guy?
Oh.
You're from Quebec now,
Guy Lapointe?
Yeah. Oh, Guy Lafleur?
One of my favorite things to do is when is to now, because a local comedian here, Emily, always talks about how people can't pronounce her name. So I like put such a stank on it. Now we did a show last night and I introduced her and I was like, Emily, like I put such a stank on it.
Emily Lefranc. Oh, I shouldn't say her.
Oh yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, put a huge stank on it. It was great.
That's very funny.
But Guy asks, how old is Bruce in Batman Beyond? He was presumably somewhere in his late 20s to mid 30s in the animated series. Way back when travel by Zeppelin was way more prominent. Now there's flying cars and future tech. Also, why doesn't Homeboy just buy a clone heart?
Okay, so first thing.
How old is Bruce in Batman Beyond?
I think he's meant to be old.
Shit.
But I mean, like, the series starts off with, you see him, like, it's Bruce
like wheelchair, right?
No.
Oh, no, he's in the suit in the first episode. He's in the suit,
and he's fighting these guys, and then his heart, like, he's having, like, kind of a heart attack.
Yeah.
And it's one of these moments where it's like, he could die, and he picks up a gun and holds it at someone, and they run away, and he realizes, like, I can't be Batman without doing this.
Yeah.
I can't be Batman.
Yeah.
And that's like the thing. And I think in that moment, he's meant to be
like... And
then
that guy falls in a vat of acid. And
yeah. I think in that moment, he's meant to be like in his early 60s. Like, he's still Batman, like, in his 60s.
I mean, that's pretty young.
And then but it's not young to be a Batman.
I know, but it is in the future. I would think that
But that's where he gives up being Batman.
Yeah.
Then he hasn't been Batman for a long time, and then Terry comes along.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So by the time we get to Terry being Batman, I think Bruce is meant to be like late 70s or into his 80s.
Wow.
And then by the time we get to the epilogue episode of Justice League Unlimited, Terry is meant to be like in his 30s or almost 40, and Bruce is like
90?
Ancient. He's like almost 100.
Wow.
Like, Bruce is exceedingly long-lived. There's an episode of Batman Beyond where Superman shows up and he says something about Bruce being too stubborn to die, which I think is very funny.
That is really funny. But also, I mean, he's got access to technology. He's like extremely wealthy.
He was also like peak physical condition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It makes sense, even though he's also beaten his body to death. Like,
yeah, he's got the tech for it.
But that brings up the question of, why doesn't he just buy a clone heart?
I don't know. He has an armored suit that he does use in an episode where they have to go up against ink, but it like draws its power from his heart.
That's right.
It's like, Bruce, this already almost took you. What did take you out of the game?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's like, that's kind of a weird.
Has he ever done any sort of like bio like replacement things? Do you think he might be just a purist about not wanting to?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can make a reasonable character argument that Bruce is like, I can only count on what I was given.
Yes.
And anything else is
because he does a lot of like external like technology, but I don't think he's ever done any like
exosuits.
But I don't think he's ever done any like
that.
bio replacements, right?
Yeah, I don't. It's a very good question. There are clones in the future of Batman Beyond, like the Joker's gang.
Yeah,
is heavily implied that there is like cloning stuff happening in there. There's genetic overwriting technology. That's the thing in the Return of the Joker animated movie.
Yeah,
is that this chip has Joker's like engrams in it, and then it gets attached to Tim Drake, and he, without knowing it, sometimes his entire genetic code gets overwritten and he becomes the Joker.
Yeah.
Like the actual Joker. So like there's tech there. We've seen Raish transfers his mind into a younger body. There's all sorts of ways to do that. I think it might just be, I think you're right. It's just Bruce is like, no. He's like, I've done my thing. I'm not going to compromise. Like,
God made me this way.
Yeah, Bruce gets really evangelical about it. What a twist.
Who would have thought?
He finds God.
Yeah, that's Batman Beyond no religion. Yeah, that was Yeah. His future is with God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bed Batman and Beyond.
I mean, I don't know where that's coming from, but I like that joke.
It's like we got like pillows, we got towels, we got Batman.
Let's move on.
Why?
I know you're
From
really
really good joke.
Yeah, that you're standing really on both legs right now. You're doing a great job. Let's leave strong. Go to the next question.
Oh sure, yeah. Okay, if you put it that way, yeah,
yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
let's end on a high note. Stop the episode.
Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah,
yeah.
Adios.
I mean, we're about an hour in, so it'd be
that's further than we made it last time.
Next question comes from lovely Miss Long, who asks,
Mrs. Long, get it right.
I don't know.
Put some respect.
Yeah, associate her with her husband. That's the important piece.
No, it's associate her the way she has asked to be associated. Don't try and twist this.
Attach her to a man. That's the way. That's how she gets any agency, is being attached.
How dare you?
I wanted to present her as like an independent woman, but no,
it's not up to you to decide.
Yeah, no, she's owned by her husband. We need to make sure that's.
How dare you? Let's end the episode here.
Lovely Mrs. Long.
Thank you.
Lovely Mr. Long, who asks,
no.
2 questions. At what point was Dick Grayson the Bat? Why did he stop being the Bat? Second, Rob Pattinson is coming up on donning the cowl. Is he playing Bruce or a different Batman? What do you know about the film? So let's talk about the easy one, which is the Rob Pattinson donning the cowl. He's playing Bruce, right?
He is.
Yes.
Yeah. We're kind of, that movie, the idea is that this is like a year 2 kind of Batman. He's not just doing it. It's not like Batman Begins kind of thing where he's like, I'm going to be Batman now. He's been doing it, but it's young, early career.
He doesn't have all of the gadgets.
Doesn't have all the gadgets. He doesn't have the sidekicks yet.
Yeah.
It's still young Batman. Yeah.
Oh, young Batman. That's right.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we don't know a ton.
No, we don't.
No, we know who Gordon is though.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright as Gordon.
Holy shit.
Great casting.
I'd rather see him as Batman, but this is one step closer.
Oh, like as an old Batman?
Yeah. I think he'd make a great Batman.
Paul Dano is going to be the Riddler. Colin Farrell, indistinguishable in prosthetics.
Yeah, almost
as
like
Penguin.
Maybe you shouldn't have had him as Colin Farrell because it doesn't matter because.
But it's not only about look. He's also an actor bringing something to the table in terms of his performance. They're just augmenting it with the visual look.
But doesn't he also almost look like a different like he actually looks like a different actor? I can't remember who was coming up when everybody was showing him.
Oh, that he looks like a different specific actor.
He looks like what's his name from Spin City, the big dopey guy.
Richard Kind?
Yeah, he looks like Richard Kind. That's what
I mean, not really.
I want to bring it up because I know that a lot of people were bringing that up, but yeah.
Wait, was Richard Kind on Spin City, or did I just throw that out of nowhere?
Okay, well, either he's not, and we both thought the same person.
Yeah.
Which would be crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm almost certain that he was. Now, I need to bring this up because it was, like, all over.
Which one are you looking up? Richard Kind or Colin Farrell as
Colin Farrell and Richard Kind. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, he does.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. To the point where people were like, why didn't you just get Richard Kind? He's a great actor.
That's actually very funny. Wow.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, it's true.
Let's go to the first part of lovely Mr. Long's question. At what point was Dick Grayson
so bad at reading?
What?
At what point was Dick Grayson the Bat? Yeah. So in a big event called Final Crisis, which the short version of New Gods come to Earth. Mm-hmm. It's a big battle against Darkseid and the anti-life equation.
That's right.
In the climax of that... God damn it. If I never hear you do that again, it'll be too soon.
God, that sound and being too soon, they're always associated with one another.
In the big moment of that event, Batman,
not that big.
Batman faces down Darkseid, and shoots him with a radion bullet, which is fatal to the New Gods. But Darkseid hits.
I think it'd probably be fatal to most people.
Nah, it's fine.
You
just get hit with a bullet. You go like, "Oh, it's radion. I'm fine."
Yeah,
but it's still a bullet in you. Yeah.
It's still an object shot from something.
I understand. Yeah. But Darkseid shoots Batman.
Yeah.
With his Omega beams. It looks like Batman is dead. Like Superman takes Batman's like fried corpse out of there. But what's really happened is Batman has been sent back through time, and there's this whole thing about him fighting his way through time back to the present. That's right. While he was doing that, there was a thing called Battle for the Cowl, where a bunch of different ex-Robins either wanted to be Batman and shouldn't have been, or didn't want it, but were kind of forced into this sort of battle of who would take up the mantle. And ultimately, Dick Grayson wins.
Obviously.
And he becomes Batman. And Damian Wayne, Bruce's biological son with Talia al Ghul, becomes Robin. Mm-hmm. And so Dick is Batman for, I think publishing-wise, it's about like a year and a half or something like that. It's a good era. He's the Batman on the Justice League. They have their like Batman and Robin series.
Yeah.
It's a good era for Batman. It's interesting to see it kind of a funner, lighter Batman with a very dour, serious, violent Robin. Is a fun dynamic.
Yeah.
You know, I shit on Damian a lot, but like that works.
Yeah, you need the balance, right?
That is what makes
Damian
it work.
doesn't work with Bruce because
Bruce and Damian together is like it doesn't work. Because he's like, Damian, you can't be this dark. And then it's like you shatter someone's femur.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't work.
But yeah, so that's when Dick Grayson was Batman, and he stopped when Bruce came back.
Yeah.
Basically.
Awesome. Next question comes from Neil MacD.
Are you sure you don't just want to say like Neil McBee because you just want to like change or rearrange letters in people's names?
Well, no, I mean there's no direction that it's trying to put me in that it would be otherwise misinterpreted, so it's fine.
It's more just a criticism of your reading ability.
It's easy to make fun of your reading. Everything you do as read is poorly done.
You hired me. I work for you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, your reading is bad, but your writing is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my name to Wright.
Wright Vanier.
Wright Vanier. REIT.
That's right.
Yeah, Wright Vanier.
Wait, that's poorly written.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Neil asks, why is The Dark Knight Returns one of, if not the best Batman books?
Have you read...
I have it,
Dark Knight
I believe.
Returns?
I think I have a signed one, but no, I've never read it.
Dark Knight Returns,
Yeah.
the iconic Frank Miller story
Yeah.
of...
I think that's what Stump sent me. Now I want to know. One of the residents sent it to me. I have a signed one, I'm pretty sure.
Of like just one of the issues?
Yeah, I
because it
think
was
so.
4 issues. Or you could buy the graphic novel.
It's a good question. You know what? I have a way I can check.
Oh, yeah. Open up your comics app,
yeah, baby.
While you're doing that, I'm going to talk about it.
CLZ.
So, this is the series where...
oh, no. It's Legends of the Dark Knight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're right after the death of Jason Todd, we sort of hint that Batman goes into retirement. He's been out of the game for 10 years, and then he's forced back by a series of the Gotham City things going to hell.
Yeah.
He's reckoning with old villains, with old methods. He's reckoning with his legacy. It's the book that features the fight with Superman with the armor. The thing that scene in Batman v Superman is based on. Like, the reason Batman v Superman exists is that Zack Snyder read The Dark Knight Returns. Mm-hmm. That's why it's there. That's what where that comes from. It's a really seminal piece of Batman literature, if you can call it that. And I think the reason it's so revolutionary is that at the time, it was this exceedingly grounded, dark, introspective take. It was about, the realities of, like, psychologically what has being Batman done to Bruce.
Yeah.
Losing Jason, how that kind of breaks him, and the cynicism and that visually, artistically, the designs are great. It's a really compelling book. We get to see all of these, like, different people weigh in on what Batman means. We see people in, like, news interviews either for or against Batman, either saying he creates his villains or saying he's there to protect us. He does do the protecting, but he also spawns more villains. Like, the book simultaneously proves both points. It's a weirdly nuanced, great, story. Now, of course, in the wider context of Frank Miller and his general perception of things, it's this very militaristic, violent, like, authoritarian Batman that is now kind of like the cool things in the book. It's like the Rorschach problem, right? Like,
yeah, we see a butterfly
where people are like, Rorschach's so cool, and it's like, that is he? Like, the thing with the book is that Miller is kind of like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, big
as
surprise.
opposed to being someone that's, like, horrified by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, artistically, it changed the direction of Batman. All of those things about, like, that kind of grim, dark. Some of that stuff was being built, in the original stuff and in the 70s, like O'Neill and Adams and stuff like that. But really, like, the tone of that book is what sets Tim Burton off on how to make his Batman movie, which is not like The Dark Knight Returns, but is still borrowing and inspired so much from that. It clearly sets Zack Snyder on a path, it sets the comics on a path for a very long time. So I think that's why it's considered so important. It is a very cogent, very well told story. Like, structurally, it is a great Batman book. It might be one of those ones that it's getting increasingly museum piecey. Yeah. But it's still objectively great.
For sure. Yeah. And we just don't think about the writer too often. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
He made some.
I will say, too, the animated adaptation of it is one of the most faithful adaptations of a comic to animation at all. Wow. And it's great. Wow. And Peter Weller, the actor who played RoboCop, is the voice of Batman in it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's great. The guy that played Ben Linus on Lost is the Joker in it.
Oh, wow.
There's some really good stuff happening.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm into that. All right, and let's go to the next question from, oh God, there's a way to say this and I never
think
remember.
It's Obadede.
Obadede 98, who asks, let's say Batman dies, and in his will, he leaves the Bat family business to be run/split between Dick, Barbara, Jason, Tim, and Damian. How would they split the city/global duties of Batman in their own way? Could Damian make the League of Assassins into a force of good?
Yeah, we've seen some versions of the future that go with Damian returns to the League of Assassins.
Yeah.
Kind of becomes the demon's head, but maybe steers their mission slightly differently.
Yeah.
He's more ally than enemy.
Yeah.
Right? But he goes back to... That's also a legitimate part of his roots and lineage. I mean, it's where he was raised for 8 years.
For sure, yeah.
His mother is Talia. His grandfather is Ra's al Ghul. I actually kind of like that idea because I don't like the idea of Damian being Batman.
No.
I like the idea of Damian taking the lessons he learned from being Robin and from being the son of Batman and taking the League of Assassins. So he kind of is like, I never fully agreed all the way with the mission of Batman, but I respect it and I do want to do good. I don't want to be like my grandfather who had a corrupted version of what good quote unquote he was doing.
Yeah.
Like I like that idea of Damian going, it feels like it's a good spot. You know, we talk about when you have too many of these characters, it's like what space do they occupy? That feels like a natural good fit for Damian, is to try and steer that ship, to make the League of Assassins into something better. Can he do it? That would be the question. I think that's like the central conflict of whatever that story would be. So I don't want to just say, yes, he can, because I think the richness of that potential is that it's not going to be as easy as he wants it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because the League of Assassins is full of zealots that come and go.
Yeah.
You know?
So do you think Dick becomes Batman?
I don't think so.
No.
I think Dick had his turn as Batman, but I don't think he ever wanted it.
Yeah.
And
so Nightwing,
I think he stays as Nightwing.
Yeah.
It's a different. He operates his own way. He's not Bruce.
How does he currently sort of in a continuity where Batman and Nightwing still exist in the same town? Like, how do they like? Who takes what?
Well, they actually don't. Nightwing patrols Bloodhaven, which is like the shittier sister city to Gotham.
Okay, so do you think that he stays in Bloodhaven?
I think he stays in Bloodhaven.
Okay, so then Barbara.
And I think Nightwing also has more of a mentor-y kind of role, still with the Teen Titans, and like I think he kind of bombs in to be like, and here's how I help. Here's how I contribute to the hero community. Yeah. Like I think that's where he is. Like Bruce is vital to the hero community, but he's not helpful.
No.
Like you know,
he's a blunt instrument.
You know the distinction I'm trying to make. He's undeniable. You need him, but he's not like
working for the team or to the team's benefit.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just doing his own thing, and sometimes that's beneficial.
Yeah, I think you know it. You know where I'm going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think Nightwing as a symbol, it kind of also means that mentorship and support kind of thing.
But he's not like bouncing around Gotham.
Yeah. I mean, Barbara...
is she Oracle at this point?
I think she even is in the comics again. She's not been crippled again, but she's just decided to be Oracle more than be a Batgirl.
Okay.
Which is, I think, right. Yeah. She's the information broker for the hero community. And like, I love that role for her. It's perfect. I wouldn't change that at all.
Okay, so Jason... Does Jason act as a Robin then?
I don't think Jason could be a Batman.
No.
And I don't think he'd want to.
I think Tim is Batman. Jason is
thing
Robin.
Is like the pretend you're bad to infiltrate the bad organizations and take them down. Maybe he's got that Green Hornet kind of thing.
Does he take on Bruce's like
Matches Malone? You want him to take Matches? He gets Matches Malone in the will. That Jason gets that. Yeah.
Wow.
He just like the lawyer hands him a box. He opens it up. It's like a pencil mustache and a cigarette and some pair of sunglasses. He goes, "You get Matches Malone.
Here's your villain outfit." And it's just like, God damn it. And then he shows up and it's just like, wow, Matches Malone is like actually a villain now.
Yeah. That's funny.
And Tim takes on Bat, I think.
of that list,
Yeah.
Tim is the one that makes the most sense to be Batman.
For sure.
And then from Tim, for it to go to Terry.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can make a good little
Yeah.
line there. I mean, we're going to talk about a character that is not mentioned in this, who is, quote unquote, the next Batman.
Yeah.
From Future State, which is Tim Fox, one of Lucius Fox's sons.
Yes.
But if we're just talking about the ones that Obadiah pitched us,
Yeah.
Tim makes the most sense to be Batman.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, which means we are leaving Instagram and we're going to head on over to Reddit.
Where everyone's nice, no one's ever mean.
Not to us. They're great to us.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks, Reddit. First question comes from, oh, God, Ghost with a pen.
Ooh.
The scariest type of ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider. Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't know what Ghost Rider is.
No.
At least everybody was like, oh, I remember Ghost
Not
Rider.
everybody.
Everybody.
Like 2 people.
The whole internet was like, oh, yeah, you're a fucking idiot, Doctor. Ghost
Yeah.
Rider's the best.
Yeah.
Now on Apple TV Plus.
Is it?
Yeah, there's like a revised version
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's relevant and people know it.
Is it?
Yeah. Ghost Rider, Ghost with a Pen asks if everyone who had the mantle of Batman, future only, fought each other at their primes, who wins? This person thinks Rick seems like the best.
I don't think Rick ever got to be Batman. Unless I ignored a lot of the Rick stuff, so I might be missing something there. So we're talking about everyone from possible futures who got to be Batman.
Yeah.
So this would include, like him or not, a Tim Drake Batman from an alternate timeline where he starts killing.
Oh, no.
There's that one. There's Tim Fox, the Future State Batman.
Yeah.
It would include Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond. I mean, it would include Tim Drake, Batman Beyond. It would include the Batman of the 853rd century who runs like the prison planet of Pluto. He's part of Justice Legion Alpha.
Yep.
It would include that Batman. It would include, I mean, God, and then so many just like possible future Batmen. But if they all fought, who would win in their primes?
Ooh. Tim?
I like Tim, but I think the thing I like about him is that he is not a perfect Batman.
Yeah.
And I think what that means is that he wouldn't win this fight.
Oh, wow.
Or sorry, I'm thinking of Tim Fox. Rather.
Oh, I was Tim Drake.
Tim Fox is not a perfect Batman. It's what I like about him.
But he would
in
win.
Future State. But it means in the context of this, he wouldn't win.
Yeah.
Tim Drake feels
like the right one.
Right. But also like the 853rd century Batman has some advantages.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Of technology and
fair
time.
Yeah.
And, might like just strictly have to give it to him. But I think you're right. Like the instinct, again, the same thing that applies to the previous question is Tim Drake, because he's the one that Ra's al Ghul even calls the detective.
Yeah.
The name that he normally only reserves for Bruce.
And Martian Manhunter.
I don't think he ever has called Martian Manhunter.
I thought he
had. Has he?
I thought he had called it to him once because it was the only other person who got it too.
Oh, I thought it was just him. I might be wrong.
Yeah,
I might be forgetting something.
Anyways.
But like Tim has the ability. He's tech savvy. He's like a genius. And he's also a great detective. Like he has all the pieces and less of the trauma.
Yeah.
Like a future Tim Drake. So maybe Tim Drake Batman Beyond, where he also has the Beyond suit and stuff like that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you telling me that it's not the trauma that makes him a good Batman?
I've dedicated my entire life to the idea that the trauma would forge you into the exact physical shape of the suit that I made decades earlier.
If I'm being completely honest with myself, I was more excited about the trauma than anything else.
I mean, I could take or leave the suit even.
Yeah, the Batman was sort of a positive thing to come out and really just a way for me to prove to myself it was a good idea. But
I mean, for Joe Chill to do it.
I don't know. For it to be done and me to be a supporter of it.
Jesus Christ.
I need to make some calls.
Good Lord. Yeah, I think I'm going to say Tim Drake as Batman Beyond. So he gets the advantages of like a slightly more advanced suit, but he is also like he's like an adult, peak physical condition, and all the best things of Tim Drake, and not the corrupted one that we saw in that Detective Comics run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from I Am Wallpaper.
All right.
Good to know.
This is where the guy that like wrote our review drives off the road.
Oh no, the freeform jazz had stopped.
The baby driver incident happens.
No, it's about the quips I'm not making.
Yeah.
I Am Wallpaper asks, how did you feel about Terry being revealed as Bruce's biological son? What did you think about that time, like that whole story arc?
I mean, do I need him to be related to Bruce? No.
No, he's got to be a Skywalker.
Yeah. What's your last name?
Yeah.
A sentence no one in Star Wars has ever said.
It's by myself. It's Solo.
It would have been amazing if she buried those lightsabers and that woman was like, "What's your name?" And she was like, "Ray." And then she's like, "What's your last name?" She just looked at her. She's like, "Ray Sand."
She like buried.
Couldn't think of anything. Tatooine.
Ray quarter portion.
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back to Unkar Plut. Yeah, baby.
It's a little Ungapatria, if you ask me.
It sure is. Yeah, do I need him to be Bruce's biological son? No. Do I think that the show did a really compelling job of introducing that? Yes.
Totally.
They brought in Waller. It was like it happened in a Justice League Unlimited episode where you saw the future. So you're seeing Bruce in the past, and you were seeing Waller, who had been this sort of antagonist for them through that show, kind of realize how necessary he was, and then she has this misguided mission to do it, and then she has a change of heart, and it's like I said, it's a mix of like her intervention, but also fate. Her plan doesn't fully go through, but he still ends up being Batman anyway. Like you kind of get that cosmic sort of sense a little bit that like there must be a Batman. Like there's something really awesome about how they tell that story. So yeah, how did I feel about it being revealed? I love that episode. That episode epilogue of Justice League Unlimited is incredible. Love everything about it.
Did it need to happen?
Does he need to be Bruce's biological son? No. Did they make me buy it and like it? Yes.
Fair. Yeah.
All
right. Last question from Reddit from, oh wow, this has been a while. Never say die, Iron Joker
33.
Who asks, how much of the future Batman's various Bat families do we see? Are they as full as Bruce's ended up being?
Well, yeah, I mean, we think of Batman as the loner, but when you like list all of his associates, there's like 20 of them.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like the Bat family is big. I mean, if we talk about the future ones, often no.
But like Terry's got his brother.
Who are some of the people we do see? Yeah. So Matt McGinnis, Terry's younger brother, does become Robin Beyond.
For sure.
That is a thing canonically that exists.
Totally.
There are like 853rd century Titans and stuff like that. Like, but they're not like, it's still not like a Bat family. It's more just like, yeah, there's a version of the Titans there. They patrol somewhere else, like, it's not like that Batman has all of his, Robins and stuff like that. It's weird because, generally speaking, the future of Batman does not seem to be centralized. I think you can imagine that a number of the characters have something that they pass on a little bit, but I mean, even when you get to the Legion of Superheroes era, there is no Batman.
Yeah.
We get him again way in the future, but in that, there's no Batman.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mon-El, who even when you don't have Superman or Superboy on the team, you have Mon-El. You have like a Daxamite, like someone with the Kryptonian powers with that lineage. There's sometimes I think once in a while you have a speedster, but like that Batman doesn't necessarily persist. I do kind of think it's one of those things where like people go their separate ways. And part of it is like Nightwing does not become Batman. He takes on his own thing.
Yeah.
And then when that is done, maybe he's got someone to pass it on to, or maybe he doesn't because they learned from him and they have their own thing. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I think you can imagine there is a legacy and a lineage, but we can't see it because someone over here who's like, oh, I'm the blue spider. Like, if you go back far enough, maybe that's part of the Nightwing thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But they've all learned from him. It's like, no, be your own thing.
Yeah.
Find your own symbol. And that's where we see it. Batman does persist ultimately, but I think the reason he seems alone is because he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Because that Batman thing is a very specific thing. And even though Batman has had all this success bringing other people into his family, I don't think it translates to being attached to the symbol.
Mm-hmm. It just happens to be.
I think it's just more about who he surrounded himself with.
Yeah.
As opposed to anything about Batman.
Mm-hmm. But also, I think like if any of those characters had a long enough time being Batman in future, potentially that could happen.
Well, this is the other thing too. We only ever see these futures briefly
for like a year.
Yeah, if you were to just
years.
keep writing a series, the writer would be like, we should bring some other characters in here. And then yes, that would happen. But if I'm trying to come up with a reason to justify why the publishing side has not gone that way, that's my in-universe rationale. But yeah, again, it's like the canon question. That is true until it's not anymore.
Yeah.
If someone tomorrow was like, we're going to keep writing this future state Tim Fox Batman, he's going to have so many sidekicks and teams, then I'd be like, okay, well, now that is the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Fair. Well, you know what that means. We're heading on over to the doc scored.
As the docs to do your dirty score no more.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank God that was right at the tip of your fucking tongue. Nearly made it. Skin of your teeth.
Yeah, barely.
First question comes from Flying Fox 1089, who asks, most underrated Batman Beyond villain?
Ooh.
All of them?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if you haven't seen the cartoon, you could say.
Yeah, besides the Joker.
So let's just go. We'll go through some of them.
Yeah.
There's Blight, who's Max Powers, which is also Homer Simpson's. Strap yourself in, feel the G's.
Yes.
It's Derek Powers. It's not Max Powers.
Okay.
Blight, he basically is like a radioactive guy. He kind of has a Dr. Phosphorus sort of thing about him, but he's a powerful business tycoon who tries to take over Wayne Enterprises, but also has this horrible accident.
Nice.
He killed Terry's dad. That's a very personal, that's probably like an arch enemy thing for Batman Beyond is Blight. Ink, who is like a Clayface type of shapeshifting in that, but is
pretty prominent within the series.
But is ink, not clay.
Yeah.
And even when they show up kind of like inky blues and purples and that.
Pretty prominent.
She's
in the series,
big in the series, big in the comics and stuff. Ink is a big one. Rewire is like an electrical bad guy, like electricity powers, but it's like a suit.
Comes in after like bad electrical work has been done, and
it's Mike Holmes.
Yeah, exactly.
Very Canadian reference.
Yeah, Holmes on Holmes.
Yeah, make it right.
Yeah.
There's the Joker's gang, which includes like Dee Dee, like the twins that are Harley's grandkids.
I mean,
and stuff
very
like that.
Prominent.
The Joker's gang is very prominent. Yep. You get Spellbinder, who is a beyond version of a character that had existed, I think, even in the Silver Age, but sort of like hypnosis-y powers and stuff.
Little
like
less prominent, but
little less prominent. God. I'm sort of drawing a bit of a blank, but I mean, I think Ink and Blight are the two that people think of most.
Well, and the Joker, I think,
and the Joker's gang, yeah.
I mean, even just because Joker shows up like himself, doesn't he?
Well, just in that one thing, yeah, just in that one like Return of the Joker cartoon thing. You know,
Raish is in there.
Oh, Shriek.
Shriek is a pretty cool. It's like a robot, right?
Cool one, yeah.
The Royal Flush Gang is what you're talking about. There's Joker King.
No, there's also the Jokers. The Royal Flush Gang are different.
And then there's Joker King.
Joker King is one, I think, just from the more recent comics. Yeah. I guess underrated doesn't necessarily mean underknown. I think Blight is a great villain, but he's maybe underrated.
Yeah.
I think he's a terrific villain. I do think that he's Batman Beyond's arch enemy. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the problem with Batman Beyond 2 is that it's like, who are people we could bring back? Like a version of Raish or things like that. And those ones, to me, I don't like as much. I like the original ones. But yeah, like Shriek
I feel like Spellbinder
Shriek
might
or Rewire are kind of neat.
I feel like Spellbinder is probably the one that answers this question.
Spellbinder's a good one, yeah.
It's not super prominent, but like a really interesting character.
But did play a big role in that, like, reestablishing Terry as Batman Beyond in canon. So yeah, Spellbinder, that works.
Yeah, or
sure.
Stalker.
Yeah, that works.
All right, let's go to the next question from Bruno Batista, who asks, "It's said that Batman is an idea that will never die. And we've seen that with the persona living on for nearly a million years. My question is there anything that could tarnish his legacy so that it would never be talked about again? If yes, what would be necessary to kill the idea of Batman? A heinous crime, a scandal, or an absolute peace that and no need for Batman any longer? Why was there no Batman or Batman analog in the Legion of Superheroes?" So first of all, let's answer the question, which is there anything that could tarnish the legacy so much? Maybe like decapitating Steppenwolf and something like that.
I mean, Batman's the one character that doesn't kill Steppenwolf.
Yeah, that's true.
He's the one. He's weirdly hands clean, even though that Batman has so much blood on his hands.
Yeah, maybe he got gropey in some nightclubs in L.A., like some goth nightclubs. That's something that...
Oh, no. Here's the thing with Batman is... Without trying to sound too poetic, Batman is like born of the darkness, right? Like Gotham City is this dire...
He adopted the darkness, I thought.
Oh my God. Gotham City is this crime-ridden, horrible place where the system is corrupt, where law enforcement's not doing what it's supposed to or it can't.
Yeah.
And Batman is born out of this random crime that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
A Batman who kills is bad.
Yeah.
But I think the mantle can survive. Someone else can take it up and do it right, and people would be like, Batman's back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that would kill the Batman.
Yeah. Like Captain America, anyone can just call themselves Captain America.
I actually like Bruno's idea of absolute peace.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've seen like visions. We've seen it in a couple of different stories. Batman having a vision of the future where it's just like a fun day crime fighting, and then they go home.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, when they're done with the evil, and it's just like
thieves,
stuff like that, I think Batman is done.
Yeah.
I think like then he's put aside, and it's not until something horrifying kind of comes back that the need for Batman comes back. And maybe that is, I mean, part of why there is no Batman in the Legion of Superheroes is that it's alluded to that something has tarnished the Batman reputation. In that Bendis run, they're like, the Bat, like, you can't have a Batman here. Like John brings Damian to the future and they're like, he can't be here.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
Yeah. He was canceled.
But we don't know what it was. Something has tarnished his reputation, but clearly we got over it by the 853rd century.
Yeah, it just only took
because the need for Batman came back, right?
Yeah.
So I think really the Legion era gets to be without a Batman because generally it's relative peace.
Yeah.
And so they can go, that last thing that was really horrifying the Batman did, we can be without a Batman. But when you get to a point where things are horrifying enough that you need a Batman again, I think you accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bruno's onto something there. I think like that is the thing that you can't kill Batman. You could shelve him for a bit. Mm-hmm. And I think that's it.
Fair. Let's go to the last question.
Okay.
From We've Only Just done, who asks, is Tim Fox the best way to redeem the less than ethical aspects of Batman? Can we have a Batman that isn't fascist at all?
Yeah, so in the future, like the future state timeline where Tim Fox is Batman.
Yeah.
Gotham is under the control of the Magistrate, which is like a private like organization guy who runs this militaristic, violent peacekeeping force.
Yeah.
It's privatized cops. And they've outlawed masks, and they have these peacekeepers that they have like shoot to kill orders for anyone wearing a mask at all.
Yeah.
And Tim Fox, like he would like stop people committing a crime and then say like, take your masks off, get out of here. Like they were committing crimes, and then he was still like, you don't deserve the kind of justice that's coming for you if they find you with masks on. He does feel like this very anti-fascist Batman, which is awesome. I think it is a cool way to kind of reclaim that. I mean, we talked about it before. Is Batman 100% a fascist? No. Has he been portrayed as a fascist? You bet your ass he has.
Yeah.
Tim Fox does feel like a refreshing rebuttal to that, which is like, no, there can be a Batman that is not that, where he is still, trying to strike fear into the hearts of criminals, but is also like, you stole stuff and are wearing masks. You don't deserve what's coming.
Yeah.
Like he's an interesting Batman. It's like dystopian, like cop futures or presents are not like happy things to read ongoing. I don't love that. But as a concept, as an idea, I think Tim Fox is a really fascinating Batman because he's got this sort of freedom fighter kind of edge to him. He's this very anti-authority kind of thing because it's not just fighting organized crime, that he's like fighting the supposed law enforcement. He's fighting fascism. He's fighting authoritarianism.
Oh yeah, it's a direct response to that then. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That sounds cool as hell.
Yeah. And he's still living by like the Batman code. Can't kill, life is, even the lives of criminals deserve preservation kind of thing. Like it's pretty neat.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'd read that. Hell yeah. You know what just occurred to me? You know who'd make a pretty decent like old Batman?
Okay.
Nick Offerman.
Right. Like a comedy old Batman?
No, have you? You've never watched Devs.
No, I haven't.
Holy shit, that is a not comedy.
Okay.
Nick Offerman at all. It's a very like disturbed sort of. Like,
interesting.
But also like comedy people generally do drama.
No, I know. I can only see him as Ron Swanson.
I think
and that
he can
type
really do it. Yeah, that just
interesting.
He'd make fucking a dope ass one. That is the end of our questions.
Wow, we did it.
That's right. You know what time that means.
I do.
Time for everyone's favorite game. Can you guess the name of the character based on how someone who describes that character? Wait, nope. Hold on.
Can't fucking read for shit.
Can you guess the name of the character based on how someone who does not read comic books describes that character to us? Nailed it. I didn't edit anything out. I nailed it.
Right.
First time.
I mean, you won't edit this.
No, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
That's not. God. The things that I should have edited out.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get into it. If you don't know how this game works, I send a photo of a DC character to my wife who does not read comic books, nor does she care for them. She sends back 4 clues describing what she sees. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. First clue of 4. First clue. Small but powerful.
The Atom.
No.
Bumblebee.
No.
No, let's leave that for now.
Okay.
Let's get another clue in there.
Fights crime from spring to fall.
It's got to have like suns out, guns out energy. Small but powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Fights crime from spring to fall.
Yeah.
I mean, this does not fit, but Sun Boy or something like that.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Next clue. Clue number 3. Can fly.
Can fly. Spring to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Can fly and small but powerful. They have some sort of like insect theme to them, like a mosquito or who's got a. I mean, are you? Wait, no, blue beetle. No, I'm trying to like. Is there a bug thing to it? It's a forager. No. Okay, go on.
Clue number 4.
Yeah,
is nuts.
Ambush bug?
No.
Is not. Small but mighty.
Mm-hmm.
Can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Fights crime.
Mm-hmm.
From spring to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a pun? Is it like springing and falling?
No. No, very clearly actually about the seasonality.
Is this one that's going to make me angry if I don't get it?
Or
is this relatively tough?
It's relatively tough, I would say. It's not like insanely obscure, but I would say it's not like a Justice League level.
Spring to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Small but mighty.
Mm-hmm.
And is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I can only think of things that sort of hit like 3 or 4. Batmite.
No.
Or we already did Mcginnis. They can't fly, but we already did those.
No.
It's not them.
They're on a team.
Fuck. Okay, it's not the Atom.
No.
It's not Bumblebee.
Mm-mm.
So maybe they're not like small. They're just like, oh, Blue Jay?
No.
I don't know.
You ready?
Yeah.
Chip.
Oh, motherfucker. You know what makes me the angriest about that is in my head I was like, they're nuts. I was like trying to think of like who's like a chipmunk. I was like Squirrel. I was like Squirrel Girl is Marvel, and I didn't think of Chip. Fuck me, Chip, the fucking Squirrel Green Lantern.
That's right.
Or Chipmunk Green Lantern.
Yes.
Fuck. Damn it.
Oh, that was a good one.
That is a good one. Well done.
Have any of
You've gotten me on some of the lanterns lately. Like I didn't get Zillia's socks. Our guest did.
Yes.
But I didn't get
Which
Zillia's
was crazy.
socks.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the. Yeah, you've gotten me on a couple of lanterns before.
I know that it's a dark spot in your DC knowledge.
Well, yeah.
There's so many of them.
It's not even like I know who Chip is.
Yes.
I'm just not thinking of them for some reason. Yeah.
Well, also because I think they all have the same uniform, so it's easy for that to just sort of like be a blob of Green Lantern in your brain.
Yeah. For some reason, like all those clues, I'm not thinking of Lantern. Fuck.
That's very
Chip.
funny.
That makes me mad.
Did any of you residents get it? I'm looking at you, Bokelman.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or are you going to join me in the shame corner?
Yeah. Join the shame corner.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what we're doing over here. Just join.
Just be ashamed of it.
Yeah. Always. Maybe you want to send us a question for next week's episode.
Yeah, so we might as well say
Oh,
it here.
yeah, fuck.
Next month.
Holy shit.
we got it's a special month. This was your idea.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Prescribed Reading Month, like my name, which is very fun.
Oh, yeah. What does that mean?
So it means you have picked reading assignments.
Producer Richard is picking all of the books.
You've picked reading assignments, and then we're going to do episodes connected to and related to those through the month. So we have 3 weeks set. The fourth week, our Golden Age patrons are going to weigh in, and we'll see what comes out of that.
Yeah.
But the first 3 weeks, we can tell you
that's right.
what they're going to be.
Week number 1.
First week is we're reading Superman for Tomorrow.
Yes.
Week number 2, we're reading Plastic Man on the Lam.
Oh, yeah.
Week number 3, we're reading Martian Manhunter Volume 2.
That's right.
Number 24.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of things that are like series, a couple that are little collections, one that's a single issue, and then based on whatever our Golden Age patrons vote on, sort of theme wise, Richard will pick a relevant reading, and that'll be the fourth week. But yeah, April is Prescribed Reading Month.
Holy shit.
That's what's happening. It's going to be fun, I think. I'm excited that you were you volunteered to be like, I will look at comics.
You were just excited, one, by the name.
Yes,
I mean, a good
course.
Pun gets you every time.
A pun. It has my name in it.
And
so it's about me.
And I'm talking about comic books.
And you're talking about comic books.
Yeah, it's got everything you want.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as Eatkus.
Yeah, it's close.
I mean, nothing could ever really, but it's heading in the right direction.
Good Lord.
So if you want to send questions for those themes, you can do so through our various social media platforms, such as our Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast,
our Twitter
at Dr. DC,
get on the gram,
Dr. DC Podcast. Sorry, that was just so goddamn cool.
I know. Once you shoot on over an electronic mail,
Dr. DC Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, of course. And we've got a subsection of Reddit.
r/Dr_DC.
That's right. And the telephone you can reach the doctor at is
area code 208
yes
917-3238.
I appreciate you being so prescriptive about
Yeah.
it. That's area code 208-917, and then the letters that would actually attach to those numbers are DCEU.
If you happen to be of the nasty variety.
Yeah. If you're a dank fool.
Oh
shit!
Yeah, baby. Did you see that Chet Hanks proudly announced via video that it's going to be a white boy summer?
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no, that's so bad. That's not a good thing to say at all. Every summer's a white boy summer. Oh no, Chet, why?
Chet Hanks is the sideways boat in the Suez Canal of the Hanks family, I think.
Wow. I like where you got there. I enjoyed that. Speaking of things that you can go to and enjoy is our website.
drdcpodcast.com or .ca.
That's correct. That's http://www.
drdcpodcast.com.
That's right.
Or .ca.
That's correct. Both go there. No matter how you get there.
Yeah. Type it in your address bar.
Right now.
Yeah.
And you heard one at the top of this episode. We want your reviews. Gimme.
Yeah. Sustain me with your reviews.
Money.
Give me reviews so I may live another century.
That's right. Oh my God. I will crush your reviews to dust.
Oh, I have read 100,000 5-star reviews.
Wait, are they 100,000 star reviews or
it's actually 100,000 1-star reviews?
Oh,
we have so many of those.
Yeah, people really
we're begging for these 5-star reviews.
Yeah, please.
If they're not on Apple or Facebook, take a picture, send it to us so we know that you did it.
Yeah, take a picture with like your Cyber Pix camera and
yeah.
And
get a disposable camera.
Yeah.
Take a picture of the review you did. Finish the roll.
Yeah.
Get it developed,
and then actually mail
the picture to us.
You can,
if you do that, that will count as 5 reviews.
Yes, you can mail to us at 301 Hogue Street, Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada, Y1A 1V8.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
I figured I'd drop that in here.
That's nice. Yeah,
perfect timing too. And if you want to continue to support us, Patreon.
Yeah, patreon.com/DrDC. There's a bunch of different levels. You get access to the Discord. It's our very, very fun kind of community.
I mean, we're sort of out on the outskirts of it, but it's a very active community.
Very active, a ton of fun. There's lots of different stuff going on there. There's bonus episodes. There's voting for themes for things.
Everyone in there is very supportive of each other and not us.
That's how I want my toxicity. If I have to take toxicity in a fandom,
it's towards us.
Directed at me,
the creators.
Not at each other.
Yeah, hate creators love each other.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Oh,
hate creators love each other.
Stop. You're twisting my words again.
Hate creators love each other. Don't ever put creators on a pedestal. Love each other.
Love the creator.
Oh, no. Love your creator. Oh, my God. Batman? And if you want even more content from us.
I forgot about it. There was an evangelical Batman. His name was Father Bruce. He was in the Milk Wars crossover when Retcon rewrote reality. The Doom Patrol Justice League of America crossover. Yeah, Father Bruce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Canonical. If you want even more content from us, but maybe relative to your interest, but not comic books related.
Yeah, Ghostfacers, a Supernatural rewatch. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. We go through every single episode of Supernatural.
We talk
about monster lore. We talk about behind the scenes stuff. We discuss the actual episode. It's a ton of fun.
It's real thirsty.
Oh, yeah. Parched. All right, come on.
Glug, glug, glug. Would you rather that? Oh, no. That's it for this week. Ciao, ciao.
Adios.
They always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure. They are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.